In a world where competitive shooters rule the marketplace and good co-op shooters feel few and far between, comes a new Rainbow Six title where both those worlds collide, so that you can watch yourself get teabagged by the computer instead of a bunch of 15-year-olds. Rainbow Six Extraction. Infiltrate the sci-fi horror of this titular spin-off as Ubisoft expands their Halloween event from Siege into its own full-fledged title that implements all the mechanics from the main game against a bunch of AI, and was released to a very divided reception, as fans lambasted the title as Ubisoft trying to make a quick cash grab with a game that's too easy and short without much variety, while others praise it for having a good gameplay loop and decent progression, and a Schrodinger's cat experience where all of the above is simultaneously true and untrue, but ultimately hinges on whether you like your R6 experience to be extremely sweaty or not. That and if you have Game Pass. Not that Extraction doesn't have its challenges, because playing with randos will always be infuriating no matter the game mode. Just this time it won't be getting stomped by kids that have reaction times that you lost 15 years ago. And if you're wondering, that's exactly why there hasn't been a Siege trailer. Experience the unique gameplay structure of Extraction, and use your honed FPS skills to eliminate the alien scourge that has taken root around the world, as you're tasked with trying to get through each of the 3 stages for major experience points, or at the very least, evacuate with your operator intact, as Extraction raises the stakes by putting the fate of your agent in your hands, or even worse, your teammates, where failure will result in your agent being MIA, not only knocking out a potentially useful ability, but also forcing you to replay the map in an attempt at a rescue, which at the hardest difficulty might mean slowly hemorrhaging your available agents or just end up trading one for another, as the feeling of loss is only compounded by the shrinking of your experience bar as you watch yourself de-level dramatically, in an intriguing and brutal mechanic that makes accomplishing each mission feel paramount and really makes you feel the failure. I don't know what it is about losing a playable character, but it feels like you lost custody of your kids or something. Reach into the familiar gameplay of R6 as you spam peek around cover, except this time you won't find one dude hiding in a corner splayed on the floor like a dead squid. Instead, sneak around a variety of different environments as the ever-present Archean threat looms around every inch of the map, and use the familiar destructible and reinforceable environments to gain the advantage against the onslaught of foes, where your plan of approach is just as important as your aim, as you use your tech to survey and gather as much information as possible, but more often than not will devolve into instant utter chaos, as someone on your team decides to be Leroy Jenkins with a gun, alerting literally every monster to your location, and you have to decide whether they're worth the risk of losing your own agent to pick up their dumb corpse, which it never is. Then feel the almost agonizing sting of defeat as you instantly exfil away 5 minutes into the first level, a feeling you'll feel over and over again, in gameplay mechanics that really let the meticulous nature of the Siege mechanics shine. But much like any shooter, you just can't avoid people going hard and loud at absolutely every moment. There might not be an I in team, but there's definitely an I in I'm helicoptering the away from here immediately. Choose between the different abilities and specialties of your operatives that could be the edge you need to make or break your mission, as the directly translated powers of the agents fit surprisingly well for this format. Then pick from some of your favorite characters to master and level up so they might actually be useful. Not that you won't inevitably learn everyone else purely because you've lost all your good guys already. Then synergize your abilities with your teammates based on which comp and objective you guys end up getting, or to support that guy who picks Sledge because you know he's gonna go in swinging. Then prepare to pitch your abilities against the various styles of Goo Boys, each with their own weak spots and gimmicks, which might not seem like much alone, but when surrounded by a bunch of different types, will quickly take you to Beattown, population you, in a playstyle where using your abilities correctly becomes the linchpin between unlocking new perks for your characters or ending up as a sad big booger. Finally, a game that represents on the outside how I feel on the inside. So smack off those spores. No, seriously, smack them off, and hope that someone has that creep-clearing laser, in a middling start to a title that has potential to be something that shines in the genre, if they actually support the endgame with more than just a mode where you do more of the same thing for cosmetics. And I mean real support, not the support they gave The Division. And, well, Siege. Starring Mercy Mains, Dragon Ball Scouters, the jacket your mom tells you to bring in case it gets cold. You've activated my trap card. Torb Mains, Property Damaged, Old Eye, Holographic TUPAC, Orkin Man, One SASUKE, and BTS, Back 6 Blood, Fortnite. Pro tip, if you're having trouble finishing your mission, try breaking everything in the airlock. I don't know, those are just the rules, man. Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the comments below. Rubber, baby, buggy, bumpers, 3 times fast. Tenno, prepare for life support. Nobody told me this had peanuts in it. This is a work of art. Rock and stone.